Sure. Hey, y'all. Welcome to Consignment Chats. It's the real deal, girls. It's the real deal. We are going to go live every month. So because this is it's the beginning of March, but we're going to consider it the end of February. We are actually combining January and February and talking about these last 2 months. But at the end of every month, we're going to do a live. We're going to talk about the month. We're going to talk about things that we learned. We're going to talk about the nitty, the gritty, the good, the bad, the ugly, the funny, I don't know. Help me out here.
We're going to give you a glimpse into, what we sold. Yeah.
Who we sold. Oh, no. How we sold. So I got to start one thing, because doing this for the first time and really looking at it, I'm going to start on one end, and, we love to just chat and go with it because natural is who we are. But when I was going through the numbers, I accidentally did my search to do the 2 months in 2022. And I was partway through it and I was like, no, I thought I didn't just recently sell that. So I had to go back in and I was like, oh my gosh, I just did like 4 pages of eBay sales in 2022, not 2023. So I redid the filters and did the 2023. Y'all, it's been a rough couple of months sales wise. I was like half of what I was last year. Now, keep in mind, that's because Molly hasn't been putting the effort in. And we know you got to put the effort in, right?
Yeah. I'm going to go back. And at the end of the year, I said, all right, I'm just going to focus on what I know works. We know what works. Consistent listings, right? Like we know what works, and not getting distracted by, remember there was that brief interlude where I got distracted by whatnot.
There's always that new little bright, shiny toy that makes you think, oh, maybe this is better.
Maybe this is the thing. No, I know what works.
Yeah.
So I committed to focusing.
And sometimes we're pivoting and we're trying to adjust. And that is something that makes everything else take a backseat. I switched to List Perfectly. And now in 2023, I am seeing it in sales on multiple platforms. 2022, I was not being consistent because I was trying to figure out all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you're seeing the opposite in your sales than I am, because you've been putting the effort in. Molly has not. Molly has been doing more vacationing kind of things the last couple of months. Just things that have kind of thrown my life off its normal balance. I don't know. Has my life ever balanced? Yeah, no. I have had some balance. Okay. But there was a time when I was slaying dragons on a daily basis.
Oh, there was. I remember that. Yes.
Yeah, I was slaying dragons every day and I was busting it. I was like, and I'm getting back to that, mind you. I just want you all to hear it now. It's coming again in 2023. It will be here. And I'm saying this now, not just so you can all keep me in it, but I know Samantha's going to keep it real for me. She's good.
This is like accountability for Molly right now, right?
Yes, I'm throwing it out there and I'm doing it. But one thing that did help me, I did learn more from it. It helped me learn something about time away. I now know how to set that, not time away, set your business policies, because Libby and I share, I work for her, but I do my consignment through the business. We ship from 2 different locations. So if I go on vacation, she doesn't shut the whole store on vacation because she's still working, right? Mm-hmm. So what do I do with that? Well, we figured out what we do is I go into my business policies. We have 2 separate sets of them. And I change my processing time from same day to 2 days, 5 days, 10 days, whatever it is. And that has really helped me.
Can you imagine? Remember when we used to do that without business policies?
Oh my gosh, it was horrible.
Item by item by item.
Business policies are such a great thing. And if you're not using them, people.
And they're not scary. They look scary and it sounds scary. And it takes 2 minutes to set one up and play with it. And if you need help, reach out in our community and we will help you, because I put it off for a long time. until Libby kept mentioning them over and over and over again. And then I set them up, and I don't know why I never had them set up. Like, they're so easy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, I've used them now. I have used them way too much in the past 2 months. That's why my sales told me that. And it was a slap in the face when I did those numbers getting ready for this live. It was a slap in the face like, Molly, get your bleep in gear. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Oh, this is good. I like this. All right. All right.
Oh gosh,
So-
you can make me refer back to this.
Now, I do want to say, when Molly and I, when we're on vacation together, like Boss Reseller Remix or a trip to Maine, that time away feature that eBay has, and I'm specifically talking about eBay right now, because that is the majority of what we use, but is the best thing in my mind that has ever happened to eBay, where you do not have to go in and change your handling times. You just do a blanket time away. People can still shop, and they still do shop.
They do.
Even if when you have like a 10-day handling time, they still shop. So you can be making sales while you're out living life and enjoying everything.
Yeah. I mean, I have put literal 10-day handling times on mine and still come home and had a lot to ship from my
So I have the opposite, because I don't ship from two places, or you guys basically have two businesses in one. I can just use the vacation mode, which is in eBay, and it's still same thing. It tells all of your listings that you're going to be gone for 10 days. And that's also super easy. And I also get plenty of sales. Not the same sales as if you were being consistent, but I still came home and had to have a day of shipping. So they make it easy.
Give yourself a day to catch up too.
Yeah, I don't switch it right back to the normal shipping, the normal business policies when I get home. I give it a day or two so I can make sure everything's caught up and I'm where I need to be. You know, unfortunately, I think everybody comes home from vacation needing a vacation. So it kind of takes you like a day or two to really get back in your jam. So I kind of hold off a good 24 hours before I switch my business policy back, just so I don't get myself in any trouble and get us any marks on our account. So,
yeah. So, all right. So here we go. Yeah, we're live. Hi, Donovan Collection and Kristen.
I just figured out how to look at the comments. So
I can't see them. Oh wait, yes, I can.
Okay.
Now I see
that out. All right. Hey, Becky, how are you? So I have to say, the end of 2020, I can't talk about 2023 without talking about the end of 2022, because that was the Q4 of 2022 was the lowest income I have had in the past 11 years of selling. It was abysmal. It was hard to hang on. I'm not going to lie. It was hard to hang on. And I just kept telling myself, you know, it's going to come back. Just keep listing. Just keep your head down. But I had to go into 2023 with a plan.
Yeah,
I had to. And I used our listing calculator. If you haven't got that, it's available on consignmentchats.com. And I knew in order to reach my goals, I need to list $950 of inventory or $900 of inventory 5 days a week. 11 months of year, because I'm taking 4 weeks of vacation. And I know that. And I went in with that plan, and guess what, guys? It's working. It's working.
Ta-da!
Listing works. What the heck?
Crazy.
It's like, who knew? But we did know. Like, we knew, but you know, we decided to think, you know, we didn't know. We just took a little hiatus from knowing.
Right.
Like, yeah, it's like, I always go back to, it's like, you know how to lose weight, but you don't always do what you need to do, right?
Yeah.
Like,
it's pretty much the same thing, right? I don't know why I needed a listing calculator to tell me you got a list, but now I know the number. I know my goal. It's still, I thought after 6 weeks or 4 weeks, it was going to be easy to hit that number 5 days a week. It's still not. I'm still struggling. I'm doing it, but I am still struggling to hit it. And I'm hoping it gets easier. Yes.
I hope so too. Hey, Joe, I'd flip that.
All right.
I'd flip that as in the house. Would you flip that, Samantha?
So you guys, oh my gosh, these ladies say that all the time now. All
I
the
keep
time.
working it into conversation. Yeah.
We're not even
I
recorded, so I'm
comment
sorry you're
on
not getting
those.
any extra from it, but believe me, they are saying it all the time.
It's so much
Oh
fun.
my gosh.
It's
K&L,
so much
Lori. Hi. Hi, Melanie.
Libby, can you share on the screen? I don't have the ability to for
Oh
some
yeah, I
reason.
can.
I can't comment back to people. I can read it, but I can't.
I know. I'm a chat person and I can't chat.
I know. We want
I
to
just
be.
forgot for a sec. Yeah. Just forgot. Yeah. Listings work. I needed a little reminder. Yeah.
So
Yes,
I'm in a different
girl.
type of boat
Yes.
because I was bigger than I'd ever been at the end of 2022. So was it a slow Q4 for normal Q4s? Absolutely. But I was still building and making more than I had before because my store is bigger and I'm dedicating more time to it. So I luckily keep growing. And because I expanded onto other platforms, like especially this month, eBay slowed down for me a couple weeks ago, but Poshmark picked right back up. And so having multiple areas, they've been able to balance each other a little bit.
Okay. Let's talk. All right. Becky, can you ask what? Oh, wait, let's see. Is it getting enough high dollar value items or have lower ASP items? So you need to list that so many to hit that daily goal. It's a challenge of making sure I'm interspersing like really high dollar value items with lower dollar value items. And I'm going to talk about one of the challenges I had with that in just a little bit. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
Joe, yes,
Poshmark.
Joe, y'all should copyright that slogan for sure.
All right, Poshmark guys. Samantha, you're loving Poshmark. You're making the sales. I'm gonna repeat what I think about Poshmark. It's like that bad boyfriend that I just keep breaking up with, and it keeps coming back and bringing me flowers and the occasional sale, maybe a box of chocolates. So we're on the outs right now. I can't make it work and rationalize the time I spend on
but
it.
are you being consistent with it? Because all I do is share from List Perfectly. I cross post and I send occasional offers, but not any more than I would with eBay. And I don't share and do all the social things.
So Samantha, for Poshmark, because we always hear, like Libby and I would talk about this like a year and a half ago. You'd have these Poshmark people on there going, "Oh, my sales, my sale." Oh,
well, no wonder why they threw me over for you. Yeah, all right, I get it.
Melanie feels that way about Mercari. I love it.
Mercari.
So yeah. You always have people that will go in there and say, "Oh, my sales are so great on Poshmark," and da 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 da. But then when you really look at what they're doing and get into the nitty gritty of like get on their website, really look, it's not that big of sales that they're making, and you're like, "What?" Like when you're saying, like, give me an idea of what you're considering without giving your personal numbers out. Like, how many items in a week do you sell on Poshmark?
Now, granted, I am much smaller than you guys. I have a total of 500 items listed on most platforms right now. Okay. I mark everything much higher on Poshmark as well, because you do have to send offers and they take a larger fee and all those things. So I do mark things up quite a bit. I'm doing quite a bit of bundles lately, so that's changed too, and people are sending those bundles to me. I'm not having to go in and send them to them, which I do once in a while, but they're sending them to me with offers.
Is that since the change?
What do you mean since the change?
Didn't they make a change in bundles, the offerings that you can offer?
Changes all the time. I'm not sure. I'm also very new to Poshmark.
All right, so I'm going to throw my numbers out there because I know they're horrific and embarrassing, and you'll see why we're on the outs right now. So we have like a little over 600 items listed at any given time. Share daily, send offers daily, and my income through Poshmark for January and February was about $250 a month.
Wah, wah, wah.
So I'm on a much smaller scale, and I am around that, if not better than that.
Okay. All right.
That's weird.
Libby,
and I have a random mix of stuff. Like I'm looking here. I sold like a $70 LA Kings vintage sweatshirt. I sold a bunch of salt and pepper shakers recently, not for a lot because they've been time. I just have a thing where I can't not buy salt and pepper shakers, even though I know they don't sell. And then Poshmark has been selling them, so now I'm like, oh, I need to buy some. And my husband's like, how much did you actually make on the salt and pepper shakers? And I'm like, that's not the point. That's not.
It's one of those things you don't want to look at. Like, yeah, I don't know.
50 cents, but not the point. Yeah, so it's a pretty big mix of things. I've some high, some low, lots in the middle, but it's been pretty good for me.
So you're a better girlfriend than we are, it sounds like.
Yeah.
You're a much
at
better
the moment.
You're much more attentive.
Our relationship is still tumultuous. It's still up and down. All
right. Well, so I know Melanie, you do really well. Melanie and Jill, you guys do really well with Poshmark. Do you want to weigh in on the comments on that?
Yeah, I'm curious. So Samantha, like Libby does it daily, and with the offers goes out daily. Is that too much? I mean, do you do offers daily across the board? Does that become white noise to people if they're getting it over and over and over again? Do you do it slow down?
I don't do like across the board. I've been looking at a lot of different videos about like waterfall methods and all these different things that people do with Poshmark and closet clear out and all that. I don't put that much effort into it. I maybe share my closet once or twice a week if I'm thinking about it. And then offers, when I have downtime, it's kind of like Facebook. When I have downtime, I just run in there and click on the most recent likes and send some offers out. And I really don't have like a process. So
yeah.
I'm not a very good girlfriend, so I don't know why.
Well, that's what I'm just really working for. Items that we have, and I mean, there's items from, here to here with what we have in there. That's like, I don't know.
I think I'm trying to think of it, and I'm curious if anybody else does this, is put it in terms of like, I'm spending, I probably spend about 25 minutes a day processing the Poshmark stuff. Like in that 25 minutes, my sell-through rate on eBay is way higher. Like, am I better off just listing another item on eBay? Because I'm certainly not wanting for inventory. I know. All right, here, Melanie and Jill. That makes up about 95% of our sales.
Back up to in the comments, because there's some starting before that coming in. All right, so she shares multiple times a day.
Now, I do notice more likes on the times that I do share, but I still don't have like a system or a really just set up it for when I share. And it's when I'm thinking about it. But I do notice more likes when I do it. Mm-hmm. And then I do get sales from when I send offers. Now, granted, those offers have to be like 20 or 30%. Like, that's why I have to mark everything up so much on Poshmark.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it sounds like, I'm just going to say, like, it sounds like I would need to go all in to make Poshmark successful for me, use Reseller Assistant or One Shop or Flip to share and, delete and relist and do all of that stuff. And I'm just not, I'm not ready to make that commitment yet. I'm sorry. Send me all the flowers you want, but I'm not ready to make that commitment.
That's funny.
But yeah.
Now let's switch to Mercari. Mercari, whom I reported last year was my new boo. I started Mercari in October, obsessed with Mercari for Q4. Because I mean, if you really want to love a platform, start it in Q4 and you'll love it. So it was doing great. They have had so many technical issues. I'm still making sales, but it's like 1 or 2 a week. And I'm sending offers on there, and I am doing all the normal things that I did on Mercari, but they're having a lot of, like, they were down for like an entire day. And then they've you go to click on something in the app and it won't load. You have to go in and out of it like 4 or 5 times. And I'm thinking, if I am having such a time as a seller, our buyers aren't going to click into there 4 different times to view my item. They're going to move on. They're going to do something else. Right. So their technical issues are what is driving me crazy, because I know that's why my sales are down.
Yeah. Hi, Laura.
I found it too high maintenance, and I get a lot of multiples, so Macari isn't great for me to spend the time on. It's just not. But I was happy to hear it was working so well for you. I hope it picks back up again.
I hope so too.
Oh, they're talking about assistants in here. I like this. Hi, Laura. Don said earlier that he has 2,343 items listed in Poshmark and has been cross-posting 25 to 30 per day.
Mm-hmm.
So Dawn is doing some crazy things now that you can schedule listings on eBay, and they are free. They changed that last week or the week before. So he is scheduling things, and he's doing some crazy listings. His consistency the last week or two has been awesome, and I can't wait to see his results. He's already seen some. It's gonna go big, yeah.
So, Don, I'd be interested to know how much time is it adding to do that extra step in doing that? I'm always curious.
He's smart because he's also got littles. So he does like sports cards, and he has a scanner. So he can do the regular items like we all do, as you see. And then if he's starting to get behind or it's taking too much time, he'll scan 15 cards or whatever and get ahead that way. And it increases his mix and diversity. So he'll get more views and things like that. And then it's keeping him on the schedule. So I would not be able to do it. It sounds exhausting when he explains it to me, but
it's not for everyone.
Don, I'm saying to schedule, to do the scheduling of your post.
Let's see. Wait, I was.
Holy moly. And he is in, I think, every single listing party that List Perfectly has on their website. So if you ever want to talk to Don, he's likely going to be.
I always wonder when I hear like, Don, when do you work?
Yeah. Are you doing it in the listing part? Maybe you are.
He does. Yeah.
I like it.
All right. So I got to talk about our number 2 platform. So my number 1 has always been, I think always will be eBay. But second to that was always Facebook Marketplace for me. Since they implemented the shipping, I think it was 2.5 years ago. That's been my number 2 marketplace, and it has died off.
Good. I'm not the only one. Okay.
Yeah, no, it totally died out. Like I was doing really, really well on. It was number 2 for us. You know, outperformed Poshmark, Mercari, Etsy.
Wow.
It was great. Yeah, and now it's not so great. And I had a little incident. First one in all these years. So I do a lot of shipping on Facebook Marketplace, but I also have bigger things for people to pick up. But a local woman had sent me a message, and she said, you know, she was interested. It was a jean skirt. Can I come and get it? I said, yeah, I'll leave it. I do everything contactlessly. I'll leave it out. You can Venmo me, or you can leave cash. So she said, all right, I'll Venmo you. And she comes and she picks it up. Now, I've done thousands of these pickups. I've never had anybody not pay. She picks it up and she's like, I'm going to try it on in my car. I was like, no, that's fine. So, all right. So the day goes by and I'm like, I messaged her and I was like, you know, was everything okay with the skirt? Yeah, it was fine. She said, what are you charging for it? So I told her, I don't know whether it was it was $12. It was $12 stupid dollars.
Right.
Wasted $12 of my time already. So she's like, all right, if that's what you want for it. I was like, well, that was the price it was marked and you agreed to. Never pays. Next day, I was like, I'm just going to drop it. And Molly's like, you can't just drop that. Like she needs to pay for that. So I sent her another message, you know, are you happy with it? Here's the address for the Venmo payment. And she did pay later that day. But I've never had anybody pick up an item, thousands of items I've done like this and not pay.
That's
a $12 skirt.
Right.
Has anybody else dealt with that?
Do you guys have like a limit on porch pickups, and like if it's over like $40, they have to prepay before you like give them your address type of thing, or like how do you handle that?
I don't do them. So maybe you got to answer that.
Well, you did it with your silver guy.
Oh, well, that was a relationship. Yeah. That guy came in not a relationship. Let's not get, my husband was home. It was all, but this guy was
special relationship.
Special relationship. We became friends and he would, come buy silver, but he had cash in hand every time and would sit and we'd go through it and he'd, wheel and deal the cash. So yeah.
And
But
he
not
did that
like
most of it through eBay. He did anyway.
Yeah, that wasn't through Facebook Marketplace. That was all through eBay.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, all right. Yeah. So I just kind of feel it out situation by situation for the pickups. Some people like to prepay. I've just never had any sort of issue.
So Becky just said in the comments that she heard Facebook Marketplace changed their settings to show only local items to buyers unless they go in and change their search settings. All her shipped orders have dried up as well.
All right.
And yeah, I'm feeling it. Again, I started adding to Facebook Marketplace in Q4. So I thought it was great. And it's same thing, the same as Macari. I'm getting like 1 or 2. I think I've had 2 this week so far, which is like a lot lately.
Wow.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, that Becky, thank you. That could definitely explain why the shipping orders have dried up like that. Yeah. This is like a soap opera. Facebook Marketplace and I are not talking right now. All right.
We do these little characters now, don't we? This is a soap opera.
He's just getting the Poshmark. Yeah.
Right. So big sales, things that were exciting for us this month. I can say on eBay, or actually for the past 2 months, it was 531 sales we did through eBay. And then with everything else, for 2 months, it was 900 items we sold for the past 2 months. My cost of goods or whatever, or my average sales price, let's say, is going up steadily. We do have about 10,000 items listed, about 9,000 unique at this point, which is insane. Wouldn't recommend that. It's a lot to manage.
So you're working on processes for expiring items or like getting some of the old stuff out?
Yes. One of the things I tried this, I've been trying it actually since Q4 and I love it, is when things get to the end, the eBay promotions manager, when things get to the end of their consignment period and they're right before they expire, I just pull a list of the SKUs, throw them up in a 50% off sale in our eBay store, and it clears out some of those items before they expire. The consignor makes a little more money that they wouldn't have because they're expiring. So that's been awesome. I love that.
I've been doing mine a little differently. I might start looking at what you're doing, but I've been doing ours on our live sale and doing them on Thursday nights and just doing them really low prices to get them out to our VIP people that come to the live sale. And then I've started what doesn't sell in the live sale, those few items left over, instead of relisting them, I'm just, except for 1 or 2 special items, I box them up and I'm going to do wholesale with those.
Yeah.
Nice. That's pretty similar to how I do my Facebook auctions. They're not live, but they're local. And I just do bigger, bulky items when I first get them, or the expired items towards the end. And if they don't sell individually, I box them up. And for some reason, these people around here like random mystery boxes.
They do, huh?
That's amazing to me. That's like my worst nightmare, is getting a mystery box.
I would hate it. Like, and I don't do a theme. I don't like, it's not shoes. It's not plus size clothes. You can get like a infant swimsuit and a 3X blouse. And I literally I make a box. And when that box is full, it goes out there and people eat it up. And now granted, they're not eating up for big money, but it's fun.
It would be great if you're a reseller, right? I mean, because then if it's at a great deal, but are these just like regular customers or resellers?
These are people that just really like to shop. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. And I mean, I guess if you have a big enough circle or avenue that you can give to people, and it's a box of gifts or something, maybe, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. It's so funny.
So one of the things in my mess up I was talking about in the beginning, where I accidentally filtered 2022 January.
Oh yeah.
February versus 2023. When I was first going through the 2022, it was eye-opening to see that there were several items that are those kind of random, been there for years items that sold in those 2 months. And I was like, oh, I forgot I sold that. And that was in there forever, like years, and it sold. Like, wow. So you do see where, leaving them up and walking away, like we call them the bread and butter items. And one of them, like I have hundreds of Disney pins and I just put them all up individually at the same price. And they just go here and there. Bing, bing, sale.
Especially when they only take up this much room. Like, that can just go somewhere and it's not like it's a hindrance. I know that,
Got them in a shoebox.
I preach my 6-month expiration, which I have not been good about lately. And I need to focus more on that. But there are things that I make exceptions for. A box of Disney pins that are already listed and not taking up much space, I would leave those alone for a while.
I did when we first started 2+ years ago for consignment chats. I did a little experiment. I got a woman had worked at a button factory, with all the like retro, like some of them were political, some of them were sports, some of them were happy faces, like 2,000+ pins that I sorted, I photographed, I lotted up. And I was like, is this the stupidest thing I've ever done in my life? Like, I really felt like this is dumb. As I'm doing it, I'm like, this is so dumb. Like,
I've seen that you're still selling those, though.
Oh my gosh, still selling them. I've had people buy lots of, like 100 of them. I've had, and I did them all, like, the biggest lot of them is maybe like 10 pins grouped together. And everything was pretty much like $9 or $12 at that price point. But you know what? I would do it again, because for 2.5 years, I've been consistently selling these. I don't have very many left right now, but I've been consistently selling them. And I think it might be bringing people to the store to just have those low dollar value items. Right. So I would do it again. I thought it was stupid, but I would definitely do it again.
All right. I have a question talking about this, because I'm not on the business end of this. I just work under Libby for Conchi Consignment. So I don't ever look at like I mean, I know I have access to it and I can, but I don't. Is there
That's why.
True consignment confessions.
But I don't. Is there...
All right, Don, so that's why he does sports cards. All right, yeah. All right, so he's on the button train with me. Yeah, okay.
Ton of sports cards. I just totally forgot what I was going to say.
I'm sorry.
And I know it was world changing.
You don't look at the numbers. You don't look at the numbers. You don't see all the stuff.
You seem to just not care about the business at all. That's what you were saying.
And we lost a member of consignment chats just like that.
From 3 to 2. No.
Oh my God.
That is not true. I love this business, but I am not a business-minded person. And Libby knew that the day she hired me way back when. I told her I will do floor sets. I will do customer service. I will do anything you want me to do on the register, but I don't want to be involved in the business aspect of anything. Not my jam. Don't want it.
That's why you guys complement each other so well, though. If you were a numbers person, you guys would probably be bickering and doing things with the numbers. But instead, you're more of the visual person and you handle X, Y, and Z. And then she's the number person, the business person. She handles this stuff. And I think that's why you guys have done this so well together for so long.
Yeah. I agree, because Molly says, oh, this looks good, this will work. And I'm like, yeah, it will. And I say, here's the numbers. And she says, oh, okay.
Right. Like I'm going to dispute her. Is it really? How'd you get there? I don't know.
Molly's not here. You mess up a thing and how it looks. It's fine.
Right.
It's fine.
I don't think you carried the 2 when you did that one. I'm not sure that's correct. No, whatever Libby says goes.
Molly, that's also why you married Nick, so he could do that.
That is exactly why I
Yes.
married my banker husband, who
Yes.
I call Rain Man. As soon as I knew he knew numbers and math, I mean, literally handed my checking account over to him well before I said I
This
do.
is not life advice, folks. This is not life advice.
And I'm like, just take it. Just take it. I don't want it.
Oh
I don't want it. I've had people say, I wouldn't want my husband controlling everything. I mean, I'm like, no, seriously, I love every minute of it. Like, I love to be able to look at him and go, okay, I'm going to do this. How much can I spend? Like, just give me my lot and tell me what to do.
Oh my God. I would never. Oh my God.
No, I have to control everything.
I am so not. I like to be well kept. I'm the princess in the corner.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
But I still managed to have a little bit of self-respect.
Maybe that'll be your thing this time. I'll do anything for love.
I love it.
Oh my gosh.
So John made that hoarder comment that I'm supplying hoarders because he knows it's going to hit me right in the feels. I don't
What
want
do you mean?
people
That's
to be,
great. Oh, you don't want to be contributing to
I
that.
don't want people to be hoarders. I run the strangest business. I want to preach minimalism and organization to everybody, but I also want you to buy all of my stuff. And I'm a very conflicted person.
That's a weird space to be in, but I think it works. You ever see on HB Consignments, their Instagram feed? They do. I love their mission is like buy a couple really nice pieces instead of 100 fast fashion pieces. Like there are definitely ways you can make it work.
For sure.
She does a really good job of it. Yeah. All right. So I talked about the buttons, but I made a huge mistake this month, and it was I had consignment boxes that I hadn't opened. It's estates, 2 women that are consigning a couple estates worth of stuff in segments, right? So I hadn't opened the boxes, and I opened a box, and there were literally 100+ shot glasses.
Oh yes.
And I'm like,
let me tell you, my phone rang. What do I do with these?
Because that's the hard part. We talk about how littles and easy to store, and those may be little, but they're not easy to store.
They're not easy to store. Their sell-through rate is garbage.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd already taken the consignment. I didn't know they were in there. My bad. So I did them all individually, same price across the board, but it takes a whole lot of shot glasses to reach $900 a day, and it took me 2 days to freaking list them. Yeah.
You need a Chanel to throw in the middle of that. Like
Don's comment down there, that's going to make you want a day drink. That's
I'm not saying I didn't.
What? Did you take a shot for every shot you listened?
Oh, dang.
Yeah. So I really I really screwed that up. So, don't do it. Look in those boxes of consignments. I thought I knew what was in there. I thought they were, and it wasn't that they were trying to pull something over on me. It was just that I wasn't specific enough, and I felt bad going back to them. Yeah.
Vanessa, I see you. I see you, girl.
That's right, Vanessa.
I see you.
All right, Melanie, I'm a minimalist in the stuff business. Exactly. All right, your mom says souvenir shot glasses are good. All right, well go to consciconsignment.com and buy some. Because I'm not having any luck with them.
I bet no matter what you're looking for, we got it.
My mom is really good at she's a junk drawer person. I get a box of stuff and she's like, ooh, let me see that pencil. And I'm like, this pencil that they forgot and accidentally got stuck on the bottom of this box 20 years ago. And she's like, yeah, it's a 20-year-old pencil. Yeah. And she does good with it. She has collectors and stuff that she's in contact with and she can do that. But I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
We all have, but that's why reselling works too, is because I know 5 different people that I can go thrifting with, and we will not look or buy the same things because everybody has their different interests and their different niches. Even if you don't realize that you have them, you do. And that's what makes it work.
That's why I say this business is non-competitive. We can all be in this successful. All of us.
Yeah.
We're all in this together.
So did you have any big sales? I had a couple of big sales. Well, for me, big sales this past 2 months. Samantha, I know you have something you're dying to talk about.
So this one wasn't like a big sale, and my listing party, List Perfectly people are just going to roll their eyes because they've heard about it 17 times this week. Mine was just like a wow, really kind of sale. So I got a vintage Bob the Builder bed set. It came with like the twin comforter sheets and I think a window valance and a pillowcase or something, like a full set, used, not nothing fancy. Listed it for $60 because I love vintage bed sets. They sell pretty well. So I think $60 or $70, and it's sold, but it's sold to Canada. Right after I had said that I wasn't making hardly any international shipping orders. I've sold 4 things to Canada this week.
Yes.
I sold this one to Canada. They paid $60 for the bed set and $113 for shipping.
Why was the shipping so high on that?
It is.
Was it heavy?
Customs is ridiculous. I mean, it is. I have Canadian friends that ship things to my house and they just come across and pick it up.
Customers usually always beg for help in the shipping department when they're buying.
So, did you use the new eBay program?
I'm in the new program.
Okay, and it was still $113, huh?
$113.
Wow.
The kicker, which I didn't reach out to them, and I'm not one to like analyze, or I normally don't even look at their address. They're an hour away from me. I would have met them in Canada. Yeah, like they could have done a local pickup. It's not that far. But I wish I had their disposable income. So that's all
you can never imagine what somebody else is willing to pay for something. Like never put your value on something.
Yeah.
Never put your value on something, because I've been surprised time and time again what people are willing to pay for something when they really want it. Yeah.
Also, I only had to ship it. Yeah, I only had to ship it to Chicago because of eBay's fancy thing now. So I mean, like my portion that they paid me for shipping was like $50-something. It only cost me $15. I don't know where these numbers come from, or all the calculations were in there correctly. I don't know. I know I should change my business policies and really do a tiered thing and do my own thing, but I'm not that comfortable yet. So that's why I don't get very many international sales. But I mean, I made money on the sale, and then I made money on shipping.
Yeah. I like to have on all my, so like with us, under £1, we generally do free shipping unless it's high ends. But when you have calculated shipping, when there's a price increase in shipping, you don't have to do anything, right? If you have like, $10, this is $10 ship, you have to go in and change all that. But when you do calculate it, you don't have to do that.
It adjusts itself.
And that's just me being lazy, but I like it.
I love calculating shipping. I just know from an international standpoint that it's not, I think it's pretty on par when I'm doing domestically. I just know from international, it's a bit much, but I don't have to worry about paperwork. I don't have to worry about customs. I don't have to. So I keep doing it because it's easy. They're going to take care of it for me. So
yeah. I have an international problem that was caught in the middle of transition between eBay's 2 programs, and I have a defect on my account and I can't get it fixed. I'm so irritated. There was a problem. I shipped a couple things to Israel, and they all went to Tel Aviv, and they all got stuck. I don't know what is going on there, but nobody got their item. Well, actually, 2 of them got delivered. I think it was 2.5, 3 months out from the date they purchased it.
Dang.
The third one got delivered. I think it was like a month and a half out. They opened a case, and the case was resolved. eBay gave them their money, and they got the item, and I got a defect.
Oh.
And it's caught like in the transition between the 2 programs, so nobody wants to really help me out with this. Oh. Yeah, sucks. sucks.
Grr.
Yeah.
Oh me, oh my.
All right. So high-end items. I did. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Samantha.
No, you go right ahead. I want to hear this.
Yeah. So I got a consignment from a watch collector who had passed, and I had this lot of, I don't know, 60 watches.
Wow.
And they were from all different sources. And I was like, what am I going to do with this? Like, because he would buy stuff like at the Coach store or, at the Omega store, but he would also buy stuff from auction. Like I couldn't.
A lot of research.
So much research. I spent so much time researching and using Google Lens. And so I did get through a lot of them. Unfortunately, a lot of them were Invicta, which have lost their value. So even though like they may have paid, a couple $100 or close to $1,000 originally for these watches, they only retain less than $100 of value for the Invicta ones. And then I had one that had was engraved on the back. I can't think of the name of there were probably 7 different brands of watches, but it had Mack Truck.
Oh.
Yeah, I might have screwed that one up because there were no comps. It had like for service 25 years Mack Truck. And I didn't realize that it was people were not only collecting the brand of watch. I can't think of the brand, but also the Mack Truck, the Mack collectors.
Yeah.
So I only sold it for like $200. And I probably could have held out for more for that one.
But you made a sale for $200.
Yeah.
I like that.
I had, let's see, a lot of them were like the manual, like the winds watch. They weren't auto winding. So I had to figure out how to do that. Then I was left with 3 things that I couldn't figure out. I had to go to the jeweler, 2 Omega watches, and 1 Coach watch. The Coach needed the battery replaced. I decided to replace the battery on that. The 2 Omega ones were the opposite of what I thought. One was inauthentic and one was authentic. But if you have a relationship with your jeweler, I highly recommend this. I went into the back with him. He took the backs off. I was able to take snapshots of the serial numbers. We were able to authenticate them. It was so much fun and so cool and pretty profitable.
You guys and your special relationships.
So that was my big thing for the months of January and February, were a lot of watches and just something I knew nothing about before, like nothing. I don't even own a watch. So there you have it. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, since I don't care about the business, I didn't get rid of
it. 2023, your caring is coming back. You got this.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't care.
I know.
Life has been throwing up a bit. So
I get that.
But I did sell one that I loved because it took me back to high school. I got a vintage wool Benetton coat. And I used to love Benetton when I was in high school. Like that was my jam. My after prom outfit, I went to Benetton. That was my big thing. Oh, I'm going to go. And I got these pink pants with this blue Argyle sweater. And that, I live on Hilton Head. We had to be preppy. But I was so excited. I got my Benetton outfit and I got lime green throw up on it at the end of the night. But anyway, I sold the coat and it went to like England. So I was really excited that it sold.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. I'm just over here Googling Benetton.
Do you not know Benetton?
No. You know the Y2K trend right now with all that's mine. I can't bring myself to sell that kind of stuff right now. I have high school and middle school flashbacks.
Yeah.
This is very colorful. There's a lot of very colorful
Benetton. Things. What was it? All color. What was their original look? Like something all color. The colors of Benetton.
Yeah, the colors of Benetton. I can remember the perfume. I had it. I mean, everybody wore the perfume. That was as we grew up because we started with Love's Baby Soft.
Yeah.
And then we went to like Genete. And then when you were in high school and cool, you had the Benetton. You had to go through your
I had to say I could not afford Benetton. It was always like the hashtag goal of mine to have Benetton. I would like I would go in the store and I would look longingly at the items, but could never afford it. And now that I can, I don't want it. So
Right?
Right?
I'll just resell it. Yeah, I know it's fine for
Doesn't
resale.
matter
It's fine,
anymore.
definitely. Yeah.
Oh, me.
Laura had a good point here. It's always good. If you're an eBay seller, go on the eBay for Business page. If you're having trouble with a problem being resolved, they're super helpful. And I don't know why I didn't do that this time. So thank you for that reminder. I'm going to see if they can help me out with that international problem. Why didn't I do that?
I don't know.
Because I needed Laura to tell me. It reminds me.
Right.
Yes.
It's for the same reason of why you stopped listing for a couple of months. I mean, we just,
Yeah. I thought I was caught up. I thought everything was good. But I have to say, there's like I said I was listing the $900 a day in inventory, 5 days a week. And it's like a 3-week catch up. So it was like a 3-week catch up, right? Before my sales really started reflecting all of those consistent listings I was putting up there. Now I've heard in I think this comes from Listing Party. There's a lot of talk about scheduling listings and making sure you get one up a day. Now I don't want to say I don't subscribe to that theory. I just don't do that. Like I'll do 5 days a week, maybe 6, definitely not 7. Like I just put them all up when I have them. But what do you guys think about that theory?
Yeah, they have they talk about a bank system. So to make sure you have a bank, so that I use that system more for if I have an illness. So I can make sure that if I feel terrible and have a migraine on Tuesday, I can still go in and throw 10 items up. So I make sure that my Tuesday doesn't ruin everything next week. And I do that, but I'm not like a Saturday Sunday. If we're doing a Listapalooza or I'm working on Saturday, I will throw up whatever I listed. But yeah, I do bank system a little bit differently.
Yeah. I think that's
I've
good.
done it only before I started changing my business policies. I would put a bunch in to do if I went on vacation and could just list some as I was gone. But
all right, guys, I get something ready to go and I have to list it. I can't hold on to it. I'm too excited. I just
have a problem
can't do it.
That. I only have I think 17 things in my bank right now because I just keep going through and I just want to list them.
Were we not just talking about Rosie yesterday, Libby?
I think we were. Yes, she is a big Diane supporter, and we appreciate your support and all the efforts for. If you guys haven't checked out what Diane is doing with the Blind Center and her Fearless Living Fund, it is phenomenal. So in our business, in Molly and I's business, we're doing a fundraiser tomorrow night for the Fearless Living Fund, and we're super excited about that.
Yeah. So check out Conti Consignment and go and check out List Perfectly is matching the donations. Yeah, that's awesome. So awesome fundraiser for an awesome cause. So definitely check that out.
And it all started with the Boss Reseller Remix because they host it at so it's all thanks to Teresa, Katie, and Vicky hosting the event there that we got in connection with the Blind Center, that Diane then started the Living Fund, the Fearless Living Fund for. So it's all full circle. It's pretty amazing. Resellers supporting resellers, and I just there's so many good things about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Back on the other topic, Vanessa said consistency is key for her. If she doesn't list every day, she'll forget to list for days.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that's a slight edge of work there.
Yeah, I used to make myself do it every day, but it is on I'm going to go back to that. That's why I'm reading The Slight Edge. It's going to edge me back into it.
Yeah, The Slight Edge. That is, so we do have a book club, C-Chat's Book Club on Facebook. We meet usually once a week. Right now we're doing The Slight Edge, and it's a game changer. I'm not going to lie. Yeah.
It's good for sure.
Yes. Diane is one of a kind. To know her is to love her, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I finally got to have some chats with her this week, and oh my gosh, instant love. Yeah.
You can't have it's automatic. It is.
Yeah.
Oh. That
All right.
book is-
Jill says the book is changing my life. Yes.
So I will have to leave soon, but I am just gonna say, if anybody watches our episodes, I have been nailing it on not having a money mountain lately. Until now. I have a pile in my living room. There's stuff on my dining room table. I'm just throwing it out here so everybody can keep me accountable. Yeah, when we go live next month, it will be all cleaned up and I will be back on track. And that is definitely my goal. I mean, my goal is like in a couple days, but my big goal is to say to you all confidently that my house is ready to have a party or something. Let's.
All right, we're gonna hold you to
Party
that.
at Samantha's. Woo!
Yeah.
You heard it first here.
Hey,
I'm
so-
also having a listing party about destructing your piles and making them into money mountains and twisting the way you look at them. So it's not just for you guys and it's not just preaching. I need the motivation as well.
All right.
Love
That's
it.
Awesome.
Love it.
Does anybody have anything for March that you will be working on? Pop it in the comments. We'll
Yes.
revisit it next month. Maybe
So
you want
yeah,
to put on the spot. Maybe you don't, but
you just need to come help me list OMG huge money piles. Oh, me too, girl. Look, I offered to fly these two to my house to help me. I said, I'll pay for your plane tickets, but I don't think they took me seriously.
no, I'm coming.
I mean,
I'm
I'm
buying
dead
a plane ticket.
serious.
I'm there.
I will
Alright.
fly you here.
Yeah, I mean, I will not turn down time with you guys. Absolutely.
Think of how much fun we could have.
Money piles.
So everybody here, just remember, if you haven't already subscribed and hit that, or they can't do that on this, can they? They can like it, but they can't subscribe through this. How does this show through?
No, I think you can subscribe. I think you can like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
Yeah,
We're going to be coming at you live once a month.
Yes, at the end of every month, we're going to do this. We're going to have fun. We're going to talk about shenanigans from the month. We're going to have you guys in here making it that much more fun because we love to hear from you. Yeah, it's going to be all good.
You're going to hold me accountable.
You're going to hold me accountable to make sure that I care about the business.
Get on track, girl. All right, guys. Until next time, thank you so much.
Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.